Okay, hi guys, good morning and welcome. I'm super happy to see my Pilates peeps today. My name is Elizabeth, I'm your instructor, and for props today, we're going to use dumbbells and a pillow. So let's get started with the dumbbells. Just super simple. We'll reach those arms down to the sides and bend one knee, bend those elbows into a 90-degree angle, and switch and continue. And then guys, this simple move will begin to warm up our body. And I'd like to take this opportunity to request of you to keep your workout with me today pain-free. So as always, comfortably uncomfortable is okay, but any pain is not. So at any time, if you are feeling pain, please stop what you're doing, which is causing those sensations, and do something different so you are working in a pain-free range of motion. That is super important to me. You guys look awesome. And breathing for 3 and 2 and 1 and pause. Swing those arms from side to side, taking Lady in a Park, noticing how this feels. We will revisit this move a few times, and I want you to begin to notice if it feels different. All right, for 2 and 1 and come to center. Okay, let's bring those feet together, arms in goalposts. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's bend those knees, reach that booty back in space, and come up to standing and do it again and continue. I actually grabbed the wrong dumbbell, so I'm going to switch really quick, guys. Give me just 1 second. Breathing, hollowing out that belly. Yeah, looking so good. For 4 and 3. Weight in the heels, 2. And the next time you're down, stay down. Let's bring those elbows back behind. And then kick one foot back, reach those arms back and switch. And continue. Balance challenge, who knew? It's funny, sometimes I'll be teaching in the studio, walking down the road between the reformers, and I'll trip and I'll catch myself and I'll think, oh, thank goodness I do Pilates and practice my balance. That would be really embarrassing to fall while I'm teaching Pilates. All right, guys, for 3 and 2 and 1 and come to center. Well done. Next, we'll come into what we call a Pilates V, and we'll take a little step apart with those feet. So that means that our toes are a little externally rotated. We'll reach those arms out to the side. Take an inhale. As we exhale, we'll bend the knees, hug a tree, and then come up to standing and do it again. And continue. So those of you who have been with me in the studio, this would be similar to work that we would do lying down on the reformer. So we are mimicking that in a standing position, breathing, hollowing out that belly, navel is tucked to the spine for 3 and 2. And the next time you're down, stay down. Let's reach those arms back behind, palms facing each other. Kick one foot out to the side, reach those arms back and switch, bending those elbows as you bring each foot in. Yeah, navel tucked to the spine. I feel like a very strange animal, not quite sure what. If anyone has any ideas, you can let me know. Okay, keeping that booty back in space. Thus, we are keeping those knees behind the toes. Woo, for 4 and 3, 2 and 1, and come back to center. Nice job. Swing those arms from side to side. For 2 and 1. Okay, feet parallel onto those tippy toes. Let's reach those arms into a goal post position. So those elbows are out to the side. And then let's lower those heels, tippy toes, and do it again and continue. If this is hurting your body, you can just come into a march. That is totally okay. Woo, and breathe, feeling those shoulder muscles, hollowing out that belly, feeling those calf muscles. Breathing for 3 and 2. And the next time you're on your tippy toes, pause. Let's reach those arms down to the sides. And then, guys, let's lower one heel, bend an elbow, and switch. Coming into our Pilates prancing with alternating biceps curls. Yeah, looking good and breathing. Yeah, looking really good, guys. I'm super happy to see my Pilates peeps today. So I really look forward to seeing you guys. I want to thank everyone for coming. And breathe. Bev, are you back home or are you still in? Yeah, back home. Cool. I hope you had a great visit. All right, guys, for 4 and 3, 2 and 1. And then swing those arms from side to side for 2 and 1. All right, next we'll come back into our Pilates V, but this time we will bring the heels together. All right, and then we'll open those arms out to the side. We'll bend the knees and do it again. Super simple. We'll add on, but if this version is better for you, you are always welcome to continue with this version. If you want a little bit more, and if your toes are agreeable to the idea, the next time you're down, stay down. Then let's lift those heels, lift those arms, lower those heels, lower those arms, and come up to standing. And do it again. Taking that balance challenge, hollowing out that belly, really feeling those inner thighs, feeling those quadriceps, feeling those shoulders, feeling those arms, woo, calves, and guys, maybe even a little cardio. Notice if you're feeling an increased sense of urgency to breathe. We are moving the major muscle groups here, and we're also working with our arms overhead, which, as you know, lends to increasing that heart rate. And breathing for 3, woo, and 2. Okay, maybe the next time you're down, stay down. And then palms facing up, we'll open those arms and lift and do it again. You can totally do this with your heels down. You will still feel a lot of work. And then if you wish, as you reach those arms, so we're just doing little tiny bends. We're still bringing the booty back in space, guys, as we're going through this range of motion. Oh, for 3, breathing shoulders down, and 2 and 1, and come back to center. Well done. Swing those arms from side to side. Yeah, those of you who were with me yesterday, I'm most sore right in here, and I'm feeling that today. For 2 and 1, and come to center. All right, so I said for props, we're using a pillow and dumbbells. So let's set the dumbbells to the side. We'll grab them again in a moment. And let's grab our pillow. Woo! All right, guys, from here, we'll hold our pillow in front of the chest, grabbing onto it with both hands, and then tear that pillow apart. Yep, so it's like we're energetically tearing that pillow apart, and you are holding this elbows out to the side, shoulders down and back, and breathe. And then from here, feet together, we'll reach those arms out while we're tearing the pillow apart and drag it in and do it again. Okay, as we reach that booty back, we're keeping those knees behind the chest, as always. Whoa. Digging that big static hold, tearing that pillow apart. Pretend I'd give you $50 million if you tore that pillow apart with your raw strength, like you were a superhero, like, I don't know, Incredible Hulk or something. And breathe for 3 and 2. And then next time that booty is down, pause. All right, guys, from here, let's keep those hips forward and twist to one side and center, and the other side and center. If you've lost that static hold of tearing the pillow apart, re-find it. Whoa, man, in Southern California, it's all cloudy today. And I was like, whoa, it's gonna be cool. Not anymore. In other words, I'm warming up. You guys probably are too. For 4 and 3, 2 and 1, and come to center. Nice job. And then we'll take that pillow in one hand, swing it back and up, and switch and up and switch. I always tell you that we want controlled movement, no momentum or gravity. That is not true for this sequence. I just want that freedom of movement in those arms, that freedom of movement in that shoulder joint area. Whew, and breathe. And notice how if your heart rate is coming up, just moving our arms overhead is pretty remarkable, guys. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. All right, as you may have guessed, we're going to do that again, adding on. So optional, if it's safe for you, let's bring that left knee into a tabletop position such that we are balancing on our right leg. Swing that pillow back and up and switch and switch and continue. Yeah, you guys look really solid. This doesn't even look like a balance challenge for you. It's because of all that Pilates work that we've done together. And breathe. It is really remarkable, guys. I'll go and sub some classes where I've not been teaching those students regularly. And I'll have them do something that we do all the time, not thinking much of it, and they're really struggling, which just goes to show how quickly the body responds when we challenge that balance. For 3 and 2, this feels really good for the arms. And 1, and then let's place that foot down. Take a step apart with those feet, and then we'll bend the knees, reach that pillow down, stand tall, toss and catch, and do it again, and breathe. Again, just going for that free movement, moving your body through space. Yeah. And again, notice if that heart rate is coming up. And again, you're keeping your knees behind your front toes. Thus, you're bringing that booty back in space for 2. Woo! And 1. And come to center. Nice job. Let's take that pillow and give it a hug. Pretend it's somebody you love, a whole bunch that you really want to give a hug to, or a pet, or anyone. And 2, and 1, and release. Oh, that was really sweet. I was just visiting my my dead grandpa. That was really pleasant. That sounded morbid, but it was very fun. All right, guys, then let's bring your other knee into a tabletop position. And you guessed it, let's reach up and switch and up and switch and continue. My grandpa, he was really a character, and he lived in Redding, California during his last years. And my dad and I, we went to visit him as he was nearing the end of his life. And he was such a character. He woke up one morning when we were there, and no, you guys continue. And no kidding, he goes, "Holy shit, I'm still alive. I dreamt I died." And it was just the most amazing thing. Just loved him. All right, guys, for 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. All right, then let's take that pillow behind us and then tear it apart. Yeah, so notice how in tearing it apart, how my chest comes forward and my shoulders come back. So that's really what I want here, is that heart opening. And then let's just lift and lift in a manner that feels good for you. Yeah, so when we had his celebration of life, we were outdoors in Southern Oregon, and there were these big, beautiful hawks that kept flying by and circling us. It felt meaningful. It was very sweet. All right, guys, breathing for 4 and 3, 2 and 1, and come to center. Okay, so notice how our upper body feels all loosey-goosey and strong, and our posture is good. So that's awesome. Set the pillow to the side, and then just come to a standing position. We're going to do a little bit of work on the neck area. So anytime we do neck work, we want to be really gentle. So just keep that in mind. Take your right, what is this called? Palm of your hand towards above your ear, kind of like the old commercials. I should have had a V8. So that kind of a situation. And then I want you to just press your head into your hand on a scale of 1 to 10. This is about maybe a 4, maybe a 4.5. So it's not a huge amount of pressure, but it's enough to know that you're working your muscles in a static hold. But anytime we do neck work, we want to make sure that we're not exerting too much force. Whew. And just continue with this and notice how that feels. It's like we're taking a static hold. Well, we are taking a static hold. And breathe for 3 and 2, and then slowly release that. And then just draw your ear from side to side. And I think I can see it. Yeah, when I go to the side, I just pressed towards, my range of motion is much greater. So just notice if you feel a difference for 2 and 1, and come back to center. And then we'll do the, I should have had a V8 on the other side. So pressing the head into that hand, taking that static hold again, breathing. Yeah, just feeling that static hold, feeling that pressure. Again, nothing too extreme. Woo, for 3 and 2 and 1, and slowly release. All right, and then let's tick-tock from side to side, and notice if you feel like your range of motion is a little bit greater. Yeah, and then let's look over the right shoulder and over the left shoulder and continue, and just notice how that range of motion feels. I don't want you to extend your range of motion, but just notice your end range of motion for 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. All right, guys, let's lace those fingertips behind the head. And then again, with gentle, consistent force, let's press our head into our hands. Yep, and breathe. So we're just taking that static hold, pressing our head in towards our hands. Whew, and breathe. Yeah, you guys look really good. For 3 and 2, and then slowly release. Reach those arms to your side, and notice if you feel a little taller. So correct posture, guys, is having those ears over the shoulders, and frequently that's really unpleasant because our body is accustomed to this leaning forward, and our head is quite heavy, and so we get used to this poor posture. So this really helps to correct that. So we'll do that one more time, guys. Lacing those fingertips behind the head, and gently press your head into your hands. I know, it looks like we're just like at a modeling shoot. Hey! Yeah, actually, the last time I did this, I thought, gee, I should absolutely do this before modeling shoots, because it just really helps to create that posture that is so much better. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, if I don't constantly work on this, I'm gonna round forward like I don't know, like something that I don't want to look like. All right, guys, and breathe for 3 and 2 and 1, and release. Look at that. Look at those beautiful long necks and those shoulders down and back. So these are really terrific tricks, guys, that you can take with you at any time and use them any place. Okay, switching gears, coming down to the mat. Let's grab our pillow and have our dumbbells nearby. All right. You will come all the way to a lying down position, and we will place that pillow between our knees. All right, pillow between the knees. And then lace the fingertips behind the head. Remember how we just pressed the hand or the head into the hands? I want you to do that again, but just to a much lighter extent. So just a tiny amount of pressure. Pressing your head into your hands. Then, while maintaining that, take an inhale as you exhale, come into a crunch. Inhale, lower, exhale, crunch, and continue. And notice how in doing this, pressing your head gently in towards your hands, you are getting the work out of your neck and shoulders and getting it more concentrated in your abdominal region, which is the goal. All right, guys. Adding on, the next time you're up, stay up, and then let's squeeze that pillow and squeeze and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the squeeze, lower down, and then come back up into the crunch and squeeze. Yeah, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down, and continue in this manner, feeling those inner thigh muscles working as you're squeezing that pillow. Are you still gently pressing your head into your hands? If not, go ahead and do so. Woo, for 3, breathing, and 2, and 1, and lie your head flat. All right, guys, let's reach down and grab those dumbbells, and then we'll keep the head on the mat for this next sequence. All right, so just dumbbells in hand, and we'll continue lying for a moment, keeping the booty down, but let's begin to press the soles of the feet into the ground. Yeah, so just taking that active press, and notice how much that fires up the hamstrings and the back of the legs. All right, guys, continue pressing your feet into the ground in that static hold. Reach those arms up to the ceiling, palms facing each other. And then let's release the pressure from the feet into the ground as we bend the elbows, bringing those dumbbells back. And then as we reach those arms up overhead, let's really press those feet into the mat, and then release as we come into that skull crusher, and do it again. So we're activating and then relaxing the hamstring area while we are coming in and out of a skull crusher. And breathe. For 3 and 2. And the next time those arms are overhead and you're pressing your feet into the mat, pause, then keeping your head down, let's lift those hips and lower, lift and lower. And continue. Pressing your feet into the mat will make this more intense than just having your feet resting on the mat. And then let's, as we lift, we'll bend those elbows. As we lower, we'll straighten those arms. And continue. Begin to squeeze that pillow. So you're squeezing the pillow. You're pressing your feet into the mat. You're keeping your head down. So you should feel a lot of sensations going on in that lower body, totally targeting the glutes, the inner thighs, the quadriceps, breathing, hollowing out that belly. We're moving pretty quickly through space, guys. So we're not articulating, we're hinging, lifting and lowering, flat as a board. And it's okay if your range of motion is tiny. I'm interested here in just really feeling that backside and those adductor, ADD. Woo! And breathe for 3 and 2. And 1, and lower that booty down, and then open those arms to a T, and then relax your muscles, and then just gently windshield wiper those knees from side to side with that pillow between the knees. If it feels good, you can come all the way to one side, lifting a booty cheek, and then all the way to the other side, taking that booty massage, which probably feels pretty good after that previous exercise that we just did. Oh, all right, guys. The next time those knees are to the left, pause. Let's release the dumbbells. Place the fingertips behind the head. Knees are to the left. Take an inhale. As you exhale, crunch straight up the center. Inhale, lower. Exhale, crunch, and continue. Yep, feeling those oblique muscles going for that tiny waist. And then as you come into that crunch, guys, squeeze that bottom knee into the top knee, really squeezing that pillow, and lower, and do it again. And continue, head resting in the hands. In fact, there's a little pressure from your head into your hands, making sure that we're really getting the work into that abdominal core oblique area. Oh, really feeling that bottom inner thigh working super hard. For 4 and breathe, looking good, and 3 and breathe, looking awesome, and 2 and breathe, looking fantastic. You get the idea. And 1, lower down. Oh, nice job. And then just take a moment here with your knees still pivoted to the left, and these muscles between your rib and your hip bone, just allow them to stretch for a moment after all of that activity. And notice how that feels. Oh, feels pretty good. For 3 and 2 and 1, let's come to center. And then you guessed it, we'll pivot those knees to the other side. If you need to reposition your pillow, go ahead and do so. Fingertips laced behind the head. We'll just take this stretch for a moment, allowing our body to settle into it before we invite in the movement. All right, guys, then take an inhale as you exhale, come into that crunch straight up the center. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift, and continue. Breathing. Hollowing out that belly, navel is tucked to the spine, feeling those oblique muscles. All right, guys, and then you guessed it, as we come into the crunch, let's lift that bottom knee and release and squeeze and do it again. So we're squeezing the pillow, but the work is coming from that bottom leg. So we're more focused on that bottom adductor muscle. Oh, I'm feeling this quite a bit. Woo. Did I mention you are breathing? For 4 and 3. Woo, 2 and 1. Oh my goodness, just lower down. And then just feel that stretch and enjoy that stretch. Enjoy that length and space between the hip bone and that bottom rib. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center. All right, guys, from here, let's bend both knees into a tabletop position and take that pillow and put it on top of your shins. All right, and then from here, let's take an inhale as you exhale, kick those legs long, bend the knees, bring them back in, and do it again. I'm going to decrease my range of motion. Also, to protect my back, I'm going to maintain a crunch position. That is not necessary though, so I know for some of you it will feel better for your back to keep your head down. So please do that. And breathe. Yeah, for 4, looking good, guys, and 3, 2, and 1, and then let's take that right foot, put it on the mat, take that left foot, bring it up to the ceiling, take that pillow, which hopefully is a soft pillow because it might come crashing down, balance it on that left foot, and then maybe take that leg straight up to the ceiling and balance. Place those fingertips behind the head. Take an inhale as you exhale, come into a little crunch. Inhale, lower, exhale, crunch, and continue. And breathing. We're just playing with balance. I'm really well balanced today. Sometimes this would be super hard. All right, for 3 and 2 and 1, and let's bend that knee into the chest and kick it long and do it again. So we're just getting a little bit of movement in here. Man, I thought I could teach in this room today because it was overcast, and now I've got rays. I've got sun shining on me. All right, guys, well done. You guys look awesome. Let's go ahead and switch legs. So we'll take the other leg up towards the ceiling. Yeah, putting the pillow on the other foot, trying to find that balancing point. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be much harder for me on this side. All right, guys. And then if you wish, you can lace those fingertips behind your head and come in and out of that little mini crunch. Man, I felt like a rock star on the other side, you guys. I'm having a hard time with this. All right, and breathe. I can't blame it on my pillow because it worked on the other side. All right, guys, and then if you wish, you can lower and lift that leg again, just playing with that balance. I'm actually going to stop trying to do this side, just protect my back, and I'll watch you guys. Yeah, you guys are killing it, looking awesome. Loving it. Seeing pillows and feet, and it's like the magic carpet, but it's a magic pillow as it lifts and lowers. All right, guys, for 3 and 2 and 1. Well done. All right, go ahead and grab that pillow, and let's take that pillow, keeping your head down, place the pillow under the booty. So the booty is resting on the pillow. And then let's bring one knee and the other knee in towards the chest and gently rock from side to side. Feeling that stretch, feeling that release in the low back. And then, guys, keeping the head down, take those legs up to the ceiling and press your hand into the mat. If it feels good for you, you can press your hands into the mat, lifting your feet a little bit up towards the ceiling and coming down, and do it again. You can also bend those knees into a tabletop and just bring those knees in towards your chest and then release and continue. So I'm after a lower abdominal exercise here, guys. Yeah, loving it, looking awesome. Really nice. For 4 and 3, 2. All right, guys. And then come to center. Let's keep those legs up to the ceiling. Open those legs wide like scissors and begin to make little circles. So I said little, they can be big if you wish. You can keep those knees bent if that feels better for you, or you can keep those legs straight, whatever feels best for you, or you can take a stretch, which is what I'm going to do. So just make this meaningful for you. The only thing I ask is your head is down because your hips are slightly elevated on that pillow. Woo. Yeah, and then pause, guys, and begin to make those circles in the other direction. Yeah, looking good. And breathe. For 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center and place those feet back onto the mat. All right, keep the head down, lift those hips, remove that pillow from underneath you, and then we'll place the pillow under our feet. So we have both feet resting on the pillow. Okay, and then keeping the head down, arms resting at your sides. Let's pivot those palms so they're facing up. And in fact, bring those elbows very near your waist. All right, feet on the pillow. Take an inhale as you exhale. Let's lift those hips. Then take that left foot and just lightly tap the pillow and lift that knee and do it again. Notice if your pelvis, guys, is shifting from side to side. If it is, see if you can prevent that. So we've got two things. Well, we've got a lot of things happening here right now. But the two things for the posture that I'm interested in is notice how those hands near the body with those palms up is the opposite of us as we round forward, sort of those gorilla type hands. And then also notice how our hips are in front of the torso, which is the opposite of the torso leaning over the hips. So we've got two things going on for posture helping us out here, plus a lot of strength training and booty lifting and pelvic stability for 3, 1, and 2, and 1, both feet down, and then lower that booty all the way down. Nice job. And then just windshield wiper those knees from side to side a little bit, just taking a bit of a reset. For 2, and 1, come to center. If it's available, maybe tuck those elbows in closer to the waist, palms facing up, both feet on the pillow. Take an inhale, head is down, exhale, lift those hips. All right, guys, then let's hover that right foot just above the pillow, and then we'll bend that knee into tabletop and lower, and do it again. Yep, hollowing out that belly. See if you can feel your abdominal muscles working, stabilizing you as you're going through this range of motion. Oh, breathing. I know this is a super long set. It is on purpose. Hollowing out that belly, keeping that head down. What happens if you gently press those arms into the mat, thereby taking that static hold in that better posture type position, and breathe for 4 and 3, 2, and 1. Both feet down and lower that booty all the way down. Open those arms to a T, take a step apart with those feet, and then windshield wiper those knees from side to side, coming back into that twisty sensation. Woo, and just enjoy that stretch and that mobility in those muscles after taking that big static hold. For 3 and 2 and 1. All right, guys, next let's just kick the pillow out of the way and let's hug those knees into the chest, coming into a crunch position with the head, neck, and torso. Kick your left leg long, pull onto that right knee towards you, exhale, and switch, and switch, and continue. If it is better for you, of course, you can keep that head flat. Of course, you can lace your fingertips behind your head, totally fine. And breathe. And then notice how we've got thighs, we've got hamstrings, we've got booty cheek area, we've got lower abdominals, we've got the side body abdominals, we've got the upper abdominals, we've got the chest and the shoulders, maybe even a little bit of feeling a heart rate increasing. Yeah, so all of that is fabulous. Woo, this is super old school Pilates right here for 4 and 3. Yeah, you can take a rest at any time, guys, and 2. And the next time you have that right knee in, pause. Let's take that left leg, lag it to the side and across and to the side, and continue. I know I'm rocking all over. Try to prevent that rocking, finding that many muscles working, stabilizing you while you're going through this range of motion, such that the only thing that's moving is the head of the femur in the hip socket. And believe me, you get points for trying. And breathe, woo, for 3 and 2 and 1. And let's switch legs. Kick the other leg long, and then trying to keep the rest of our body still. We'll open that leg to the side and bring it across and do it again. If you're holding onto that knee for dear life and it's agreeable for your body, maybe hold on to it a little less forcefully, thus kicking more of the work into that abdominal area. And again, remember, you get points for trying to keep your body absolutely still. It's a good thing because I know I'm wobbling around. For 3 and 2 and 1, come back to center and place both feet down. Head, neck, and torso down. Windshield wiper those knees from side to side. Again, taking that booty massage. I think I'm a little sore in the booty area from our last workout, so that's why we're taking so many booty massages here. You're welcome. For 2 and 1, and come to center. All right, guys, let's kick those legs out long and come up onto our elbows. So coming to our elbows and kick those legs long. Then let's draw the kneecaps up towards you, kind of like you're trying to show off your thigh muscles. And then take an inhale. As you exhale, let's just hover that right foot in space. Yeah. And that kneecap is drawn towards you. So you are feeling a lot of muscular activation in that quadriceps. That always feels funny to say, in those quadriceps on the right side of your thigh. I know this is a super long hold, and I'm doing that on purpose. And you are breathing, feeling those quadriceps, all 4 of them. For 4 and 3, 2 and 1, and lower that leg down. Let's take that left heel, hover it in space, drawing both kneecaps towards you, recruiting those quadriceps muscles more forcefully, and breathe. If you're not feeling this much, pretend like it's super hard to keep your leg elevated, and notice how in doing that, it actually becomes that. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. So you can use your mind-body connection to make an exercise more challenging. That's why, by the way, some people believe the more advanced you become in your Pilates practice, this would apply more for the studio, the less resistance you use to do the exercises, because you're using your own mind-body connection and recruiting your own muscles to make it more challenging. For 2 and 1, and release. Ooh, all right, come into your Pilates V. So that's where the heels are together, toes are slightly apart, and your feet look like a slice of pizza. Take that right leg, hover it. Good. Draw the kneecap up towards your body. Yeah, and then let's flex that right foot. And then this time we'll invite in movement, lifting and lowering it straight up and down in space. Just the knee and the toes are externally rotated. Of course, if any of this is painful, just pivot that foot to parallel. Working those inner thigh muscles, and breathing for 4 and 3, 2, and let's pause with that heel lifted, and then we'll bend the knee up to the side and kick it long and do it again. And then, guys, use your mind-body connection to make this much more challenging than it has to be. Pretending you're dragging something towards you with your knee, and then you're pressing something away and dragging it towards you. You get the idea. And again, notice how much more challenging this becomes. Yep, entering that magical area of sculpting muscles. For 3 and 2 and 1, let's kick that leg long and lower it down. Good. And notice how one leg feels different than the other. Let's go ahead and fix that. So we'll take that left leg, we'll hover it in space, drawing that kneecap up towards your body. Yeah, feeling those adductor muscles begin to work, and breathe, taking that static hold. You know, a lot of women complain of jiggly inner thighs. And this type of an exercise will help to increase the muscle mass underneath that area. Yep. And so that's always nice. And breathe. Yeah. Okay, guys. Next, let's lift and lower, lift and lower. Pretend it's super hard. Yeah. Feeling those adductor muscles. Breathing. Looking good, you guys. Also, notice how you're feeling a really terrific static hold in those shoulders, just supporting you. Ooh, feeling this quite a bit, all up and down that left leg. Seeing some shaking going on. Ooh, breathing. All right, guys, next time that leg is lifted, keep it lifted, and then bend that knee in and kick it long. Do it again and again. Make this as difficult as possible. So our body naturally wants to go with the path of least resistance. It makes sense. Like if you think about your gas mileage, of course, you'd want to have better gas mileage than poor gas mileage. It's kind of a obtuse comparison. Words are escaping me. But at any rate, so we're purposefully overriding that the body's inclination to use minimal energy. So we want to use a lot. For 3, so we're feeling it. And 2, feeling quite a bit. And 1, lower both feet down. Take a little step apart with those feet, heels down, and then just wag those toes from side to side. Again, just feeling that little booty massage for 2. And 1, and come to center. Okay, guys, next we're going to do a little bit of side lying work. So come on to your side. It doesn't matter which. We will switch in just a moment. And so that was a lot of inner thigh. Now we're going to do some outer thigh. So let's take that bottom knee and we'll bring it up in front of the hip with that leg bent. And we'll take that top leg and extend it long. And then just lift and lower, lift and lower. And remember, we could do this all day, lifting and lowering, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in that controlled, more challenging, using your muscles to make this more challenging movement so that you're really feeling this in that back area. And breathe. Back top area. Yeah, so actually it's more top back area. All right. Now, your head, you can rest it on your hand as I am. You can also rest your ear on your bicep. Or if it speaks to you, you can also come up onto your elbow. So your torso is lifted in space. All right, we've been doing this a while. These muscles should be starting to talk to you a little bit. And they're going to talk to us a little bit more as we pause, pivot those toes down, and then take those toes in front and tap, and then up and over and back and tap and continue. So we're making rainbow arcs with those toes pointed down. Yep, so lots going on back here. And if that's not feeling great for you, you can make tiny rainbow arcs, or you can continue with the previous exercise, or you can do anything else. Yeah, so remember, it's your job to take care of you. Woo, feeling this quite a bit. Going for that perky booty. And breathe. Woo. For 4 and 3 and 2. All right, let's come to center and pause. Pivot that foot parallel. Bend that knee in towards your chest and kick it long, and do it again and continue. Imagine that you're pressing something super heavy away and dragging something towards you with your knee, again, creating that your own resistance. Woo! For 3 and 2. And the next time that leg is long, pause. Let's point those toes and then just draw tiny circles in one direction. Woo! For 2 and 1, and then tiny circles in the other direction. Remember, you can take a rest at any time. For 2 and 1, and then let's bend both knees in. Rest, yeah, and then just feel that stretch on the backside. And then let's take that top knee, put it down to the ground, kicking that bottom leg long. Yeah, and then we'll reach both arms forward and take that top arm up and over, coming into a terrific side body stretch, and also targeting that area, which is probably talking to you in a stretch. So just enjoy this. For 3 and 2 and 1, and then let's come out of this and breakdance style. Well, pivot those feet over to the other side. That was kind of fancy, huh? Not really. And then we'll come down to lying on the other side. Okay, then we'll bring both knees out in front of the hips to begin with, and we'll kick that top leg along. Okay, and then from here, guys, we will lift and lower and lift and lower. And continue. Now, feeling this outer thigh area quite a bit. And if you're not, see if you can make it so you do. Yeah, so it's holding those muscles in sort of a static hold while other muscles are going through a range of motion will really increase the energy output for this. Feeling it quite a bit and breathing. Loving it. I'm seeing feet moving through space for 2 and 1. Pause. Let's pivot those toes down, and you know what's coming. We'll begin to make those rainbow arcs. Yep, and continue breathing with the toes pointed down, bringing the feet up, foot up and over, and then back and behind, and tapping and continue. Whoa, breathing, feeling this quite a bit. You guys, I love this overcast weather. I spent a lot of years up on the Mendocino coast in Northern California, and I loved the cool, foggy weather we had, and this kind of reminds me of that. Breathing. So I'm looking, this probably seems really random, but there's a mirror in front of me and I can see outside. All right, guys, for 2 and 1, and pause with that leg up. And then let's make little tiny circles in one direction. Oh my gosh, feeling this a lot. Trying to keep the rest of the body still, which admittedly is quite difficult. And again, you get points for trying. For 2 and 1, and pause. Reverse the direction of those circles. Breathing. Oh my goodness, for 2 and 1. All right. Oh my. Let's bring both knees in front of the hips. And then we'll kick that bottom leg along. Reach both arms forward. Take that top arm up and over. And enjoy the stretch. Enjoy the stretch on the backside. Yeah, going for that strong backside. So, I mean, it's fun to have a cute, perky booty, but it's also really useful to have muscles back there. They help us get up and down and move around and get in and out of cars and lots of good stuff. Help us get off the toilet seat. If anybody watches Grace and Frankie, there was a scene where Jane Fonda couldn't get off the toilet seat and she said, I need to go to Pilates. I was like, woo! All right, guys, for 3 and 2 and 1, and then let's come to center. Come to a seated position, and however you wish. You guys look awesome. Let's come to a standing position. Oh, feeling this quite a bit. Hope you guys feel terrific. We'll do a little stretch on the backside again before we end class today. So let's soften those knees. Kick one foot forward. It doesn't matter which, that heel is down. And then reach that booty back, lean forward with the flat back. And if you hover those toes in space, you will feel this all up and down the back side. You are welcome. Yeah, I know, I'm feeling it too. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1. Ooh, come to center. Nice job. Let's kick the other leg forward. Heel is down. Bend into that left knee. Stick that booty out behind. Lean forward with that flat back. And breathe, enjoying that stretch. Woo, for 3 and 2 and 1, and come to center. Okay, really nice work today, you guys. I hope you feel amazing, strong, stretched, centered, and balanced. Swinging those arms from side to side. For 2 and 1, and come back to center. Let's reach those arms overhead. Drop those shoulders, curl those fingertips over, tuck the chin to the chest, roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae. When you get to the bottom, nod your head, heck yes, I feel amazing. Shake your head, no, no, no. And then softness in the knees, head is heavy, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way up. When you get to the top, guys, bring those shoulders up, back and down. Up, back, and down. One more time, up, back, and down, and walk into your day with your awesome posture. Really nice work today, you guys. I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope everyone has a fabulous day.